In 11 days time, this video will not have context. Its source material will be completely gone, its social media links will be gone, and the channel Unus Annus would have officially died. Also, this shirt is way too big for me. Hello and welcome. I am Zombie Kitty and this is not a reaction video. This is more going to be me theorising on a couple of videos as well as talking about the channel Unus Annus. So if you don't know what that is, it was a YouTube channel created by Ethan Nestor aka Crank Gameplays and Mark Fishbark aka Markiplier. The idea was that the channel would have a video upload every day starting on November 15th, 2019. However, the channel will only be around for a year. So again, at the time of recording, it has 11 days left. However, in a couple of weeks' time, the channel will be deleted. Everything will be gone from it. Originally, this was going to be my theories on their Halloween video, and it still is going to be. I want to kind of get my thoughts out on that, as well as me talking about what I think of the channel in general. Originally this was going to be a reaction video to the Halloween video. However, if that was the case, then this video would have to be deleted as well, because due to the channel rules, you are not allowed to repost or re-upload videos that are on their channel. And if you do so, then they'll have to be deleted when the channel gets deleted. And I did not want that to happen. So this won't actually include any clips or anything here. So I want to talk about the Halloween video first. So the Halloween video was called The Truth About Unus Annus. The idea was that they had just finished recording the previous day's video and were still they were in like an abandoned building that was supposedly haunted. They're sort of clearing up and setting up and like packing up, and then suddenly they get a transmission on their walkie-talkies. Markiplier is downstairs in the building, Ethan is upstairs in the building, and both of them get a transmission from the characters Unus and Annus. Mark gets Annus, which is portrayed by him. Ethan gets Unus, which is portrayed by him. And they are told that time's pretty much up, they've had their year, and it's time to say goodbye. The video ends with them finding the coffin that has been pretty much with the channel since day one, and them opening it. All of the videos, it's implied that all the videos go back into the coffin, and when they close the lid, Unus and Annus are standing there. So, now that I've said what the video is, let's talk about this. Essentially, this video was the 5 stages of grief. So, it opens with denial. So Mark gets a transmission and says, no, we've got more time, we've still got the whole year, right? And then the next one is bargaining. So it cuts to Ethan trying to say, okay, well the channel, we didn't make the channel as we planned this year because of how the year's gone, please just give us more time. We can make the channel much more than what it is. Then anger. So both of them start going mad, trying like screaming and going like, give us more time, you need to give us more time. Depression is the next one. So there's a shot of Ethan crying, and then acceptance is when they open the coffin. In that order, we are shown those 5 stages. And this channel's theme, because it's only had 1 year to live, its whole theme is the idea of, have you used your time well? There isn't much time left. I hope you used it well, and hope you're happy with the time that you've spent here, because it is going to run out. The idea and theme of death, and the idea and theme of everything has an end, has been cemented in the channel throughout its whole time on YouTube. and this is kind of no exception. I mean, even more so, the themes are stronger in this video than anything else. It's interesting as well that when Mark talks to Annus, he's not the bargaining one. Like, he seems to be happy with what he's created for the channel and what he's accomplished, whereas Ethan is the one who bargains. He's the depression stage, so he doesn't seem happy with where things have gone and wants a do-over. And even when the lid is closed on the coffin, Annus like straightens up his blazer like this and seems satisfied with what's happened, whereas Unus looks back at the coffin almost regrettably, as if thinking, I had so much more that I wanted to do. It's also worth noting as well that when that video was uploaded, their Twitter profiles changed, so it kind of went back to the beginning. So before the channel was created, Ethan changed his name to Unus, Mark changed his Twitter name to Annus, and at the time of recording it's still like that. I think it's going to be like that for the rest of the channel's life until it dies. But it's like it's reverted back to the beginning. Now that Unus and Annus are out, it's reverted back to the beginning because it's nearly time to go. The other things as well is not really theories or anything, but it's more the actual Halloween video is really well shot. Like, and it's worth noting that Mark Fishbach did edit it, and it's a good reminder that he can edit. Like, he's good at editing. Even though he doesn't edit his own videos on his main channel anymore, he can still do that. He still has that talent there. And especially within, there's two transitions that I'm surprised not many people talked about actually. Where both of them are holding flashlights, and it goes, let's say it goes from Mark, so it pans across, and then when it does this way it's on Ethan, and they do it again as well. But the transition between that and between those two people using the flashlight is so cool. There's one of them where I can see how it's done, but the other one is done so quickly where it's like, okay, you have to be so precise with that. But it works really well, and it's really effective, and it's actually, I think it's my two favourite shots in the video, just because it looks great. And even the shots where they're getting angry, like the camera kind of spins round and then transitions and spins back around again on the other person, like that's really good as well, because you can tell that things are ramping up, tensions are building, until they finally accept that that the channel has to end. They have to go. The other thing to point out as well is the questions with the campfire video have now been answered. So during one particular time, I think it was in the summer, Unus Annus did like camp videos, so as if they were going off to summer camp and doing different activities in the woods. One of them was called, I think it was called How to Start a Fire Except Don't, and at the end Ethan started talking about different ways that you could start a fire if you didn't have a lighter or anything like that. And as he was talking, Mark picks up the knife that they have next to them and looks at Ethan as if he's going to stab him. And at the same time, outside the building that they're in, we see Unus actually walk to the window and look in. Right as he walks away, it's implied that Mark stabbed Ethan. Now, up until that point, we'd always assumed that, you know, Unus and Annus weren't separate characters. They were being played by Mark and Ethan, and that was it. They were the same person. But that was kind of the giveaway of like, no, they're two separate characters. Like, they're separate people. And now the Halloween video is done, I think that Unus represents the Grim Reaper, and I think Annus represents time passing. His name means year, so it implies that he's the one that keeps an eye on the hourglass, whereas Unus is the one that, you know, comes for you when you die. He's the one who collects the souls for you when you die. And in that video he was keeping an eye on things, and he arrived because he thought one of them was going to die. So I feel like, yeah, he was there to collect the soul of Ethan. Again, a lot of my theories, they're never really fully fleshed out. They're kind of just rambling theories. Again, like I said, this is probably going to be a bit of a messy video, but I wanted to get my thoughts out anyway. Let's actually talk about the channel in general, because as I said, I've got 11 days left, we've got 11 days left, and then after that, the channel will be gone. So I do want to voice my opinions now. Next to Jacksepticeye, this is one of my favourite YouTube channels. I think it's a really cool idea to the fact to have the channel be only 1 year, because it then meant that they could kind of test the limits of YouTube algorithm and monetization system. If you never watched the channel at all, their first video was them cooking breakfast with sex toys, which got demonetized straight away, and I think was age restricted. However, it's like it doesn't really matter if it got demonetized, because the channel was only going to be around for a year anyway. They kind of had nothing to lose with that. And I think also, going back to the Halloween video, Ethan saying that, you know, the channel wasn't what we wanted it to be. The year didn't go planned out as we wanted it to. We had so many other plans to do and so many other things that we wanted to do, and that just didn't happen. I think that can relate to actually pretty much everyone this year. This year has been a bit of a disaster, as we all know. But I think that this channel came around at the best time for us, but the worst time for Mark and Ethan. Because I definitely think they did have other stuff planned, and then this, I'm going to say illness, YouTube doesn't like the proper word, but I'm going to call it illness, which unfortunately downplays it, but I don't want to get blocked. Yeah, they clearly had other plans that couldn't happen, and so for them it was probably wasn't a good year for Unus Annus, but I think for us it's definitely been the best. It's kind of what we needed. You know, a positive light, as it were. And even seeing from like tweets from other subscribers, it definitely helped them through the year. There have been times where it's definitely helped me. But I think that, you know, it was just a good time for this to come out, even if it wasn't the best time for them, because they obviously had other plans that didn't go through. That's just how it has to be sometimes. You can plan as much as you want, but sometimes life gets in the way and throws you a curveball, and then you have to think, okay, how am I going to get past that obstacle? Which is also kind of a theme in Unus Annus as well. So I like the themes of it as well. I think it's really interesting, because the next day the video was accepting the truth, which was accepting that Unus Annus was going to end, but going, it was essentially the phrase, don't be sad that it's gone, be happy that it happened. And it was them talking about their favourite memories of the channel, and what they liked about it, which I think is something that you need. Like, death can be a negative thing, but also you can kind of spin that and be like, okay, well, my favourite memories of this were this, this and this. So you can turn a negative thing into a positive thing. It's not easy, but it can be done. And again, I think that video embodied the phrase, like, don't be sad that it's gone, be happy that it happened. And I'm definitely happy that this channel happened. Like, this channel's just been amazing. And I think it's probably because a YouTube channel hasn't done this before. They haven't had a lifespan where I didn't realise how much I was going to miss the channel. You know, it's all well and good them going, you know, have you used your time well, when the time is still clicking down to like 364 days left. It's like, okay, well, that doesn't really mean anything, we've still got ages left. But now that the clock's ticking down to 11 days left, it's like, oh, yeah, this channel is actually going. Again, at the time of recording, it hasn't happened yet, but they are going to be doing a live stream of the last video and then deleting everything, which I think is quite a nice thing to do. It's something to include the community in as well as them, because this has been a community thing as well, and they're going to share like artwork and edits and stuff like that. And even like the community's been pretty strong as well, because they have done videos that involve the community, which I think is a good thing, bearing in mind that this channel didn't have their very long. It didn't have to do that, but the fact that it did, I think really showed how important it was to them. I don't really know what this video was. This was kind of me talking about the Halloween video and just my thoughts on Unus Annus. I kind of just wanted to get it out there before we run out of time. But that was my thoughts on the YouTube channel Unus Annus. It's been fun to have the channel, but I've accepted that I have to say goodbye to the channel.